peoples of the universe, please attend carefully. The message that follows is vital to the future of you all.
Whoa, yes indeed. I had a little bit of it went poof on my end. I don't know about you. It is dark. Why is it dark? Because I have not turned the light on. Let there be light. Yes. And I am illuminated. And I hope you too, ladies and gentlemen, will become illuminated tonight. Illuminated in all many manner of things that we're going to examine and explore in quite intimate detail. Because, you know, I feel close to you, ladies and gentlemen. I feel close. I feel like I want to touch you. But, you know, in this day and age, we shouldn't do that. That would be bad. That would be bad. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending where you are on this glorious world of ours, yours. I need to let it slip there, didn't I? I hope everybody is well. I hope everybody is having a good day. It is Thursday. I always kind of like the Thursday show. I have to tell you. I don't know why. Thursday show always feels a little bit different to me. You know, Thursday. You know, it's like, oh, we can. Nearly here. Well, you know, in Israel, Friday is a weekend, baby. It's nice. My wife gets to lay in. Home late tonight. I did. Not a fan. Not a fan. I never like going into podcasts, or I never like going to stream without seeing my good lady wife first. And she won't be home for like a good hour yet. So I'm like, it always leaves me out of sorts. I have to tell you. I look. You know, I kind of, you know, view my wife like the nuclear deterrent. You know, I don't want to use it, but I like it to be there. You know, just let it be there. You know, I wouldn't mind use it every now and again. Don't get me wrong, but you know, we're all cool, baby. Just be there. That's cool. Yeah, and that I feel is the secret of a good. Actually, we're under 3 minutes in. I'm going to tell you how to have a good marriage, and it still doesn't really work. You still have arguments, right? But you both of you have to take as much responsibility as possible for the other one's happiness, right? And we still have arguments, but I have no doubt my wife does that, right? And I think she has no doubt that I do that as well. But you know, that's essentially it, right? You want to have a good marriage, both of you do that, and it still does. You're still gonna have arguments, okay? You're still gonna get pissed off with each other. It was good. Oh, mwah, the sweet kiss of coffee. I think my my wife is finally unclenching to the idea we're talking about this. To the idea of my younger son and his girlfriend getting married. Now, I always thought it's quite likely, right? They do like each other. I mean, look, they are Google Gaga in love. They're just kind of like seriously in love. And you know, it's the right age. You know, nature should take its course, all that sort of thing. And I think they're like, you know, remaining chaste until marriage, which is I'm awfully impressed with, right? But I'm awfully impressed with. Anyway, so now his girlfriend's working at that local grocery store. So we were there the other night. It's this interesting night. Yes, last night. It was the falafel night in Israel. Let me see if I can find the name of it for you. You know, falafel balls. So it's got something to do with the Holocaust. 1 second. Falafel night in Israel. Let's see if that comes up. So not falafel fiesta. No, I didn't mean that. It would be okay. Let's say January 18th. Jan 18th. It was yesterday. Right. Okay. Fine. Is this it? No, it's TripAdvisor. I thought that was the guy's name. Okay, let me just do falafel Jan 18. Falafel Israel Jan 18. Let's see where that comes up. There you go. Found it. Doink. Yeah. So this is a weird national holiday, right? And it really is, because we did it last night. We went for falafel, and it was very good falafel too, I have to tell you. So we have to doink. Jerusalem Post. Don't normally go for a Jerusalem Post, but it's good as any. Holocaust survivors made falafel a symbol of Jewish resistance. Okay, and interesting, isn't it an Arab food? But okay, I don't want to quibble, right? David Leitner, who's also named my neighbor, has made it a tradition to eat 2 falafel portions every January 18th to celebrate his survival, where he gets 2 pizzas. I tell you, I too like a good fresh falafel. Why does he do this? On January 18th, 1945, at Auschwitz, the Normandy National Socialists forced David Leitner and about 66,000 other camp prisoners to march through the snow, underfed, exhausted, and wearing nothing but camp uniform. Leitner, only 14 at the time, going to fantasize about his mother's bekelech. Okay, I've never heard of a bekelech. Small golden buns. Now, I tell you, if I was a stripper, that would be one of my names. I'd be Small Golden Buns. Yeah. The rabbis there. Yeah, Small Golden Buns. That's me, baby. That's me. I would also be Cinnamon Buns because it's so sweet, baby. It's so sweet. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think you could afford it. That's all I'm saying. It's takes a lot of sugar to get to the rabbi buns. Anyway, I digress. Small golden buns of bread made in his native Hungary and across Central Europe. Most of the prisoners died in the death march. Well, this is a cheery story. I hope we get to the falafel soon. But Leitner, known by his nickname Duggo, survived and immigrated to Israel, and shortly after the Holocaust. Okay. Could we just, we could have skipped all that? Blimey. It's a bit much. It's only 7:07 for me. I don't know about you. Bloody hell, you're 5:07 already. Yeah, what the hell? Okay, fine. We could have just started there. Right? He came to Israel after the Holocaust. Okay. During his first visit to Mahne Yehuda market in Jerusalem, it's a cool place. I like Mahne Yehuda is where you get all this like really earthy stuff, it's how can I explain it? Imagine Billingsgate that sells stuff other than fish, right? That's basically what it's like, with a lot of very trendy eateries all the way through it. It's really, like a lot of really good food there. I mean, like it's all like all the rage stuff. Fine. So that's Mahne Yehuda market in Jerusalem. When he first encountered falafel, memories of that fateful time came back to him. The fried balls immediately took me back to the march in my mother's kitchen. I had 2 portions, one after another. Leitner now 89 told Shrugim website in 2018. Okay. Read more. Okay, I want to read more. Since then, Leitner has made it to eat 2 falafel portions, each generating to celebrate survival. In recent years, his story has become well known in Israel, where thousands honor Leitner, and the chickpea-based dish is that many of the country would consider the quintessentially Israeli, even though it is, it's Arabic. Okay, no, whatever. By having so much of culture is Arab. I have to tell you. One thing I would like about a Messianic age is being able to chill out with Arabs, right? I mean, it's like there's a very cool culture going on there, right? And we used to have, Jews and Arabs used to have a very close culture. It was before wanting to have a state. That was really it. But it used to be after Ramadan, Jews would make food for Arabs, and after Yom Kippur, Arabs would make food for Jews. They'll come with like green hummus and fresh pita. They'll bring, right? It was a thing. It was a thing up until 1940, 1938, I should say. So we all eat falafel by having at least 1 portion of falafel on what they call Duggo Day. That's what it is. Yeah. This year, Israeli Foreign Ministry took Duggo Day abroad for the first time, as embassies in London and Warsaw offered locals free falafel. I should have told you about this yesterday. You could have got falafel. I'm sorry. Oh, I feel bad. Okay, I feel bad. Anyway, while we were waiting for our falafel, we went to the grocery store and we saw my wife's my son's girlfriend working at the cashier. It was so nice. It was kind of like, oh, I feel like I'm local. I feel like I belong. It's but my wife had finally unclenched with the idea. I'm like, yeah, darling, it's probably going, unless somebody does something stupid, it's going to happen. Man, so that's good. So that's I don't know. I think it'll probably. I think it'll probably want to be done with the army. So it's a couple of years out, is my guess. I mean, they're very young, but yeah, but like they are besotted. They're so cute. They really are. Oh man, I do enjoy watching them just like Google at each other. It's so sweet. I am a big softie. Like I like playing with the cat too. The blind cat who's finally relaxed. The blind cat is finally like, God, okay, I'll purr if you stroke me, right? Okay, really? It's taken a year, Ninja. Yeah. But Anyway. Oh man, yeah. I still feel guilty because when he first showed up, I tried to get him to go away. I spritz water in his direction. Like, no, go, because I didn't want a cat, especially a blind cat. Are you out your mind? No. Man, I resisted that cat. Man, I did resist that cat. Let me pull up some more. I can't say at first, I said, okay, we'll just make a little home for him outside. Got this little plastic cabinet, put blankets in it, and put him in there. And my daughter took her to get him shots, and the vet was like, no, well, that cat's staying inside and never going out again. Blind as a bat. The cat's like, no, I'm cool, man. I said, no, I feel bad. They don't let the cat out. I used to take the cat out into the garden, and watch him because he's a blind cat and he can easily get lost. Although one day he did break out. That freaked me out. This cat is like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. He knows how to do stuff. He is smart. I like this cat. He's also cuddly. And it's a different energy to the dog. The dog just, I have to tell you, it's worth getting a dog just for this because every morning I wake up with Daisy comes up. She wants to snuggle, right? And I'm like, okay, I don't know. He lays on me and licks my head. Oh, that's a nice way to wake up. It's worth having a dog just for that. Oh, share screen. Sharing screen. Doink. Dun 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 dun. Oh yeah, this is going on. Okay, yeah, I got programming news. I'm doing an extra live stream on Saturday night, I think. Unless my wife wants to do something, right? But I think I'm doing an extra live stream on Saturday night. But I'm also putting this video out as well because it's not a mainstream live stream. It's basically just for me, this live stream. I'll tell you about it when we get to it. But this is the video that's going on Saturday. Shield Media 5 minutes. Everybody hated Jodie Whittaker. Icky thump. I've been run bored. Yes, you have, darling. Yes, you have. This is Saturday night's video, but I'm also doing a stream that night. So here's that. By the way, this thumb was a pain in the ass to make. Let me tell you. Coming up, okay. Shade easy peasy, right? No problem whatsoever. I had to do some Photoshop work to make the gold bracelets and everything into black, so it could be shade. But shade easy peasy. Absalom Dak. Oh man, that was a nightmare. Trying to find some kind of model that would work for it. And I was like, I don't know. And finally, I was like, Cable. That's it. Who's a Steve Dillon looking, character that somebody would cosplay? I was like, I'm trying to think of somebody. Then Cable. I'm like, yeah, Cable's about right. I can imagine Cable as Absalom Dak. That's basically, that. So obviously none with the chainsaw, right? So I photoshopped the gun into a chainsaw, and I think that worked quite nicely. And I cast Henry Cavill as Absalom Dak. And of course, Frobisher, the Penguin. Who's joining me in November? Absalom Dak, Frobisher, Shade. I'm actually looking forward to getting this article. This looks like a good article. When they find out, it'll blow their minds, Doc. Yes, it will. Happy birthday to me, and I do deserve a happy birthday. By the way, thank you to who was it? Somebody who got in contact via TwitTwat and said, no, He's I got the wrong thumbnail up. Right, he's 89. I got here. There you go. I got the wrong thumbnail up. He's not 79. He's 89. Do I have the right one in here? No, hang on. Let me get the right one. Hang on. Doink. There you go, Tom. Let me give you your 4 years. 4 top score years and 10. Right. Yes, we got a lot of Tom stuff to look at tonight. I'm kind of looking forward to that. I've got like lots of Tom interviews from varying vintages. Right. That's what we're going to be doing in celebration of Tom Baker's 89th birthday. Tom Baker, 89th birthday. I'm very excited, quite frankly. Brainwashing a generation with anti-science gender theory. Yes. That's what's going on. We're going to read the article about Bella Ramsey, who plays, who I think was poorly cast as whatever her name is from The Last of Us. I mean, not terribly, but not great. The game version was better. Well, I don't want to tell you. But like she says, well, I guess I'm fluid. No, you're not, darling. You're not. You're just not that hot. That's what it is. Right, in a highly competitive world, in a highly competitive sexualized world, that's what it is, and it's okay. You're gonna grow up and be normal, right? It's gonna be okay. We're gonna do the comics thing. Yes, I am looking forward to that. What else we got in the coming up? This from last stream, I reckon it's worth giving it another glance. All right, I think I'm going to ignore seasons 1 and 2, pretend they didn't exist. And this is like, they're doing a sequel series for some reason, an event. I'm going to give, that's how I feel it's going to be. So I'm going to give this a go. Started rewatching Garner Row. It's really good. It's better than I remember. Man, so if you got Amazon Prime, give it a go. It's really good. I really, really genuinely like this. It's, and I also liked Mandalorian. Oh, a bit of Mando. I'm looking forward to that. Can't wait for Mando to come back. I think I'm only going to do a review of the first episode of Last of Us. Right, this is out right now. I mean, I don't. Does anybody give a shit? I mean, like, it didn't get that many views. I don't think anybody gives a shit, frankly. Right, and so to me, it seemed very derivative. I would love to hear. I can't wait to hear what Dan thinks of it. Right. I see. Why don't I just ask him right now? Yeah, wait. Here, we'll do a bit of programming as we speak. Right, there we go. Okay, 1 second. I'll do that. I have to go doink. Let that. I go here. Okay, fine. Okay, I've listened to that. I believe yes. Okay. Dan, how are you? Have you seen The Last of Us yet? Because I want a newbie's take on it. If you're available and if you're like to come on the stream and discuss said video game adaptation, I hope you're well. And for, you know what, by jiggery, my good sir, for any reason indeed. I imagine you're probably getting back from the gym. That's what you're saying. You get back from. You always strike me as a little bit sweaty. I don't know if that's you're just excited to see me or you're back from the gym. Listen, mate. It's not nothing to be ashamed about. I make a lot of people flush. Okay, fine. I got to get back to my stream. Okay, toodle bit. Bye. There you go. And if you know me, you get things like that all the time. That actually does happen. I hope it comes on. Because I really would like a newbie's take on it. Because to me, it just seemed, I tried to view it as its own thing. It just seemed horribly derivative. Right? I was like, I was really bored with it. Maybe because I know the story as well. This, I think, is tomorrow's video. This was going to be Wednesdays, but there was a lot of news going down on Wednesday. So I did a news video instead. Bring you the truly weird side of Doctor Who Online. Yes, that's what Doctor Who Media Sphere is. Bleeding Corner, Straw Man of Doom. It's the weirdest thing. After so many arguments, I've had to literally create a straw man to defeat. Yeah, he imagines what he thinks I would say, and then ridicules it. But I wouldn't say that, whatever. I like whatever. That's gonna be tomorrow's video. I think this is also going out tomorrow. Dun, 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 Tonight's episode. I like a bit of Space 1999. I do. I like Bob Barner. The only thing I don't really like about this is their Dr. Helena Carter, Helena Russell, who is okay. She's too different from the TV show. She's hysterical. Like, okay, I mean, I understand one expression fit all for Barbara Payne, but you know. And then she wants Maria Teresa crazy, whatever her name is, wants to do it. It's like, you know, a bit more. But like, man, tone it down a bit, darling. And is there anybody on Moonbase Alpha who isn't a lesbian? This feels like a weird bit of gay porn, right? Like, I don't understand. Like, everybody's gay. Everybody, right? Okay then. Man. Yeah, it's very strange. Very strange. It's lots of dicks being sucked on Moonbase Alpha, but not by women. Anyway, they've heard the complaints, I think, about the last volume, and they're very sorry. Okay, this is what I gleaned from it. They heard the complaints and they're very sorry. Please, give it one last chance. They'll do a good one. Okay, that's what they're saying. Please, yeah. I'm like, okay, but it's interesting, you know. I listened to I got the first part of the Torchwood Sevens thing with Louise Jameson, and it's not bad, but it's not good enough, right? And Louise Jameson does a really good job, and it all kind of hinges on her performance. It really does, but the writing isn't strong enough to convey the character. It's a very complex character that you it feels whose character is being revealed to you, and it feels like a very false way. It doesn't feel natural, right? And like this superpower she has of being able to think very quickly about lots of things at once. I mean, I don't know. It just seems to be the way I think. I don't know about you. Maybe I got this thing as well, but it doesn't seem that special. And it's like, here's the thing. They say a lot of times, like, oh, you know, we have like these Holmesian, you know, detached heroes, but they're always men. They're never women. Yeah, because men and women are different, right? Men and women intrinsically are different. I'm not saying one's better than the other, but they're different. They're not interchangeable. There's something unique about being female. There's something good and unique about being female. There's something good and unique about being male, right? They're not interchangeable. And I think you know, if in the rare cases when somebody does want to do that, it's not necessarily the best sign of mental health, strong mental health, right? I don't know. No, I again, from a layman perspective, you know, a lot of bonkers people out there. Anyway, I digress. This looks good. A bit of Moonbase Alpha. This when I'm putting I can't remember. Have I don't think I published this yet. This wasn't bad. Okay. By the way, again, the other I was talking about the Torchwood 70s thing. The other problem with it was I've had too many strong women, right? All the strong women. And Louise Jameson does a very good job with it, right? But it's so tired and boring now. Everything is, and it feels like you are massaging your guilt, entertainment industry. This feels like a you problem, right? I have no problem with women. I don't need to be constantly told women can be strong women, right? But again, so I was talking about the difference between masculine and feminine. So they want to do like a very masculine Holmesian female hero, and they don't describe it. It's too strange for them to be able to sell too quickly. It's not layered out enough. And again, Louise James does a fine job with it, but it's still not. It wasn't enough to lure me to buy the second disc. I mean, that's basically the bottom line. I have no objection to it, but it wasn't enough. I mean, I said to myself, do I want $10 or do I want to listen to the second half? I'm like, I'd rather $10, quite frankly. Right? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I really would. You know, and like, it was a time when there was wasn't like so many things all doing the same thing, I'll be fine, right? Anyway, Blake, so that's what plagued this as well, right? I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm done. You know, I think I'm done with strong women, right? Unless it's something particularly good, which is weird then. Okay, so this I'm probably going to do as a live stream on Saturday around 6 or 7. I really want to do a deep dive review. And for me, I don't know, because I don't look at them as women and men. And it's like, this is less like you're looking at the essence of these beings, especially because they're artificial, right? Because they're programmed. I just think this show is so insanely good. It's so rich and so detailed and sumptuous. It's just really genuinely incredible, right? Yeah, I got nothing but praise for this. I really did. I'm watching it again for a third time and enjoying it even more a third time because the more you understand it, the more you have a handle on what's going on, the more you understand it, the more you get to revel in the performances and the what the story is actually saying, right? And it's really good. So I think I'm doing this as a live stream on Saturday night, right? So there you go. That's what we got coming up on the channel. Doink. Let's go. Let's get to the chat. Let's get to the chat. Right, I'm half hour in. Blimey. I thought I was 5 minutes in. I'm not joking. I thought I was 5 minutes in. Really? That's really bad. He's got more rabbit than Sainsbury's. But, well, I guess that's good for a YouTube channel. Where we have to? Joseph Schlitz is here. Good Lord. Should have a good dinner tonight and be adored. Well, it must be Tom Baker. Tom Baker. Yes, indeed. Oh, good. Yes. Darren M is here. How are you doing, Darren? Thank you for joining us. Mr. Jekyll and Hyde is here. How are you doing, sir? Jonathan Cox is here. I haven't seen PD Rich for ages. I know he's been he's in other endeavors right now. But I haven't seen him for yonks. Every season, tell him I say hello. It's like it's been absolute forever. Of course, I could just say hello to. I know I'm on social media. Yeah, I could just go say hello. That would work too. Maybe I'll just go do that. By jiggery, I'll just do that. Philip Owen is there. Anyone seen the Sandman? He looks good for his age. Who are we talking about? Tom Baker. Are you talking about the Sandman, the Netflix show? You know, the adaptation. Yeah, it's not as good as the comic book. Black Death takes you out of it completely. You know, it's just so distracting. You know, it's because there's like, oh man, it's bizarre, but it's all about her skin color now. It's all about Neil Gaiman's discomfort with black people. I wasn't being specific enough. It's not her skin color. It's all about Neil Gaiman's discomfort about racial relations, I would say, rather than an interesting character who's a sibling of Dream. Generally speaking, I thought it was quite good. I will watch the second season. I did like the extra episodes they put out. Generally speaking, I would rewatch it even. Generally speaking, I thought it was very good. Yeah. I liked, what's her name? Jenna Coleman as Constantine. I thought she had a good Constantine swagger about her, looked different enough, and was hot. So I kind of was good with all of it, right? It was a different thing. I didn't like the Lucian. Again, it's not, a gender isn't interchangeable. You can't just take a male character, have a girl player, and it's like not very noticeable, right? I mean, sometimes it works, right? But you got to lean it like that's how the Avengers happen. They just have, what's the name? Kathy Gale do in Henry stuff. What's her name? I can't remember her name. Anyway, so and that's basically how that was invented. She just read a male role, and it did kind of work on a black man. That's what it is, and also she was hot. and she wore, tight leather and rode a bike. Yeah, look, she was well and truly in the spank bank of a lot of people, right? Well and truly, and that, I have to tell you, is one reason why the Avengers did quite well, right? A very spankable show, right? Always had to have a hot chick, right? They understood the need for a hot chick, and boy, did they have hot chicks. Honor Blackman, Dinah Rigg. Oh my god. So okay, Dinah Rigg, because she's smart. She's got the Gillian Anderson thing going, right? Because Gillian Anderson, very, very hot, very, very hot, right? But it's more than that. It's more than physical. It's like, she's smart and she's playful, right? And she's inventive and she's probably crazy in bed. That's the vibe I get from her. I get a very sexual vibe from Gillian Anderson. And same sort of thing with Diana Rigg, right? I do like the posh bit thing as well. That does it for me, right? It does it for me, I have to tell you. And then, of course, what's her name? Whatever her name, was it Emma Thornton? Very, very spankable. Very spankable show, right? And that was the essence of the Avengers, if I may say so. Lonnie is here. How you doing, sir? Thank you for joining us on Comic Day. Remaining chaste until the rabbi's kid is married, according to my wife. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope I'm not. Paul Tosland is here. How you doing, Paul Tosland? Never take your hand off the mouse, baby. First rule of podcasting. Colin Lunch is here. Not necessarily relevant, but Alec Baldwin has apparently been charged with involuntary manslaughter. That's nothing. That is nothing. That you'll get involuntary manslaughter. That's a fine, probably. He sucked some real dick there to get himself out. I don't know what. He greased some real palms. I bet that costs money. Man, I bet that costs money. Let me have a quick look. I'll Google it. What's his name again? Alec Baldwin. Baldwin charged. Let's have a look at what comes up. Well, what's that mean? What's he going to get for that? Is a question. Okay, we'll go to BBC, I guess. Okay, so it'll be Alec. Let me share the screen. It's only polite. Doink. Share screen. Alec Baldwin, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no, piss off, BBC, pain in the ass. Fine. So, Alec Baldwin was charged with involuntary manslaughter over shooting a cinema, blah, blah, blah. Baldwin's okay. We know. So, what's he going to get for it? Both face 18 months in jail and a $5,000 fine if convicted. Whoa. I was going to get 18 months in jail? Wow, 1 second. Whoa. Hannah Gutierrez, really fine. Lawyers said they are going to... Okay, he's doing time. If he's getting 18 months, if they can do 18 months, he's doing 18 months. Man, he's doing time. Yeah, he's lucky it's involuntary manslaughter. Yeah, she's yeah. Wow, when's that trial gonna be? Oh man, yeah. Well, that's kind of. I don't want to see that. He killed somebody doing that. Stop it. Leave me alone. I don't want to see that picture. Oh man. I wonder what he's gonna get. I wonder what he's gonna get for that. Man, looks like it's. I thought that was good news for him. No, he's doing time. Oh, I have to tell you. Look, it's this week coming up. It's a new Jewish month starting, Shvat, right? Shvat. And when we get to the 2 weeks into that month, it's called Tu B'Shvat. It's a Jewish holiday. You eat dried fruit. I'll talk about when we get there. What the essence of it is, it's the the first saplings are able to poke through the soil, right, to see air, right, and that's a analogy for how the world is developing, right? The world was created in September and has been growing ever since late September. Reality, I would say, and man, a big turning point was Christmas, right? Christmas, I said there was a big, every year you get like that's the milestone. You get a big energetic shift, and the next phase of the year starts. And boy, did that happen! Things are not looking up for the forces of darkness. Things are not looking up for the Bidens of the world, right? Yeah, it's like, yeah, I know that logically speaking, he's just going to be replaced with somebody, another stooge. Yeah, like it doesn't matter, right? Nothing will change. But like, I don't know. I don't look at the world that way. I look at the world in a more theological manner. I look at the world from God's point of view, right? You know, I think. I think, yeah, I think we're looking at the death of Satan, right? I think that's the that's what the end of days are, and I believe that's going down, right? I believe that is happening. Anyway, let me get back to the chat. Catherine Fears, how you doing, Catherine? Thank you for joining us. You enjoyed Wednesday. I liked the first episode. I liked it when they had the Addams Family in it. I didn't mind Louise Guzman. I wouldn't mind seeing an Addams Family with that cast. I think that cast is a good cast for Addams Family. I just wasn't that interested in this, like, you know, girly drama, right? I would like to be Addams Family, yeah, and I like that cast, but and that take on it as well. But that, you know, you understand why Gomez is so doting to Morticia, because she's out of his league essentially, right? And he knows it. But I liked it, right? I liked it, but again, I'm not really into the girl drama, so I couldn't get past the second or third episode. When I was growing up, the only question I had about a movie or series was, will it be good? Now I have to worry if it will be woke nonsense, and the more than often not, it is. Well, it's in everything. Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's a desperate scream for validation. Oh man, when we get this thing. This was sent to me by Problem Being, and it's, may I say, I would describe this as brilliant. Where is it? Oh, we get the picture. Best definition of woke I've ever seen, right? After doink. There we go. Let me zoom in. Woke. A state of awareness only achieved by those dumb enough to find injustice in everything except their own behavior. So freaking accurate. Yes, that is so accurate. I agree. Yes, when you find injustice in everything apart from your own shitty behavior, you might be woke. I didn't used to be a cat person either, but I'm a big softy. What I'm going to tell you. Look, he's soft and purry and cuddly. What do you want out of me? I can't. Quite honestly, can't see covers dark. The carrot seems a lot more grizzled to me. Well, I think he's got a bit of range. You know, I think you can rough him up a bit. Who would you see as Dak? Let me think. Who's more grizzled? I mean, you need a younger Sean Bean, is essentially. Right, that's I think who one is looking for. Isn't because still dead? Ignore season 1 and 2. They never happened in my mind. Right, go. They're not there, right? And now just watch it as its own thing and mentally edit out any connection to it whatsoever. Right, just forget everything. Forget everything about season 1. They never happened. Right. This is a whole new day when they've realized they fucked up royally, and they're very sorry, but they don't want to say it because they're spineless cunts, okay? That's what's going down. Let me be the one to explain this to you, right? They're very sorry. They fucked up royally, but they don't want to say it because they're spineless cunts. Why don't you call me with a sweaty messaging? Well, I haven't got a sweaty message for you. Mark the Vicar is here. The Last of Us. I like the first 10 minutes. Yeah. Well, that's okay. If you're not a gamer, as I am not a gamer either. I would still recommend playing the Last of Us game. You get it for cheapest chips now, on a million different formats or platforms. It's better than the TV show, and playing the game is quite fun. You play the game in between bits, essentially, but it's kind of fun. That's Tzvi Lebetkin. Everyone at isolated colony is gay. So maybe 50 years before they all die, I say less than 50. They end up with some weird space disease. Everybody's gay. Well, no, I think they had more gay people per capita in the Stranded house. I am so out that Ninth Doctor range now. Honestly, they got to dress that up to get me back, right? They got to do something interesting with it now. That second season was not growing. Who owns Westworld? I don't know. It's being put out to tender. But the one I'm most annoyed about is what's it called again? Snowpiercer. Let me see if it's still on Netflix. 1 second. Okay, Netflix. Snowpiercer apparently have a final season in the can, but they're not releasing it. Hang on. Let me have it. I'll just do it. Oh, they got the news. No, don't quiet. Don't say anything. I don't want to hear because Snowpiercer. Fine. Let's see if they have any. They have 3 seasons. No. Quiet. There you go. Yeah, they've only got. There was supposed to be a full season, right? A full season is made and in the can, but they're not. It was supposed to be aired on. I can't remember what channel, but they're not doing it anymore. And they shelved it like Batgirl, and I think they're taking the right off, right? Because the only way they can write a strong female character is to imbue them with characters in a male will be toxic masculinity. Yeah, you're right. That is very true, Colin Archer. Yeah. So I have to say, I wish it was a recommend. I like the idea, but it just wasn't. It just didn't whip me over that thing. The talk from 70s. HBO says owns Westworld. Yeah, but both HBO and both Westworld and Raised by Wolves are being put out to a different streaming service. I think this month now. Right, they're on Pluto TV or something now. Here, let me see. I'll look at where they are. Where to watch Westworld now? Is Westworld on? Where can I watch Westworld season 4? This show expand, blah blah blah. But where is it now? No, it's not on Disney Plus. Why was Westworld cancelled? They cancelled a lot of stuff, right? So I'm really kind of gutted. Two things I actually watched. I don't know where to find. Oh yeah, you're able to stream Westworld by renting or purchasing it on Amazon Instant Video, Google Play, iTunes, and Vudu. Okay, there you go. Found it. Yeah. I'm not giving the Vilma any oxygen. I think that was a very good sign how much that got its ass handed to him, right? Westworld died so Vilma could live. No. I think it was too late to pull the plug on Vilma, right? And I think it was also too small and went under the radar, right? It's a huge pie in the face. David Zaslav is pissed. I'll be surprised if they get the second season. If the second season is not already in the can, right? I will be surprised you get a second season. Pussy galore, yes, indeed. I was thinking earlier, it'll be really interesting to do a movie where a character has to escape into the unconsciousness of the subconsciousness of British culture, right? And so he goes into and so he ends up in like a 1960s James Bond, and makes friends with like the Sean Connery there. And after he's there for a while, they become like real friends. He starts saying, "Oh, I think I'm going to go," and he turns into George Lazenby. He says, "Don't worry, it won't last long." Only first Jennifer Lawrence did not have been the first Doctor. No, she was the first Doctor too. Jennifer Lawrence was. She's the best ever, right? The first female actress I know. Everything. Okay, fine. And I'm getting caught up in the chat. I need to move. I need to move through the chat, not stop and read it. Okay, fine. I think I caught up. Did I catch up? What I said in the YouTube, it's garbage, right? Selena Gomez was hot, wasn't she? And I think, did she go weird? I think she went really, very weird. Hartnell first. I'm joking. The second game of Last of Us is garbage. Yeah. No, I thank God I didn't pre-order that. I nearly did. Right, I nearly did. I say I very rarely get Philip. You get addicted to games. I very rarely get addicted to games. I played basically 2 games, and it's what's it called? I played 2 games, and that's basically it was Last of Us and Alien Isolation. We talked about Alien Isolation last time, and also what's it called again? Portal 2. I like that game. Oh, and when my kids were young, on my computer, I used to play a Star Wars game. I can't remember, but I remember I had the gun, and my kids, when they were little, they would come and go pew 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 pew. Fine, let's look at some Doctor Who news. I believe there is some Doctor Who news. There's very little filming news, right? It's all oh God, I got this weirdo talking to me again. Yeah, I'm just going to mute him. 1 second. There you go. Good. What was I going to say? Yeah, no, getting back to the Doctor Who news. So let me just do a quick search to see if there's any filming updates, because they were in a block of flats. That's as far as I can tell, and not much more. They're in a very big crane up it, right? There's not even enough to show, right? I'll just do hashtag Doctor Who. Doink. Dun, 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 dun. Do I want to do? No, I want to do the top. Not the. I wish I knew a way of doing it. How to do the top things over the last few hours. I don't have to do Twitter that well. Oh, there you go. Found what I was looking for. Doink. So let me open this up. There is Doctor Who news. I knew I'd find it. Yeah, I'll go over it. Now I've got to move this. My life is a living hell. Yeah, I will persevere. I will persevere for you, dear listener. There you go. Doink. Fine, that's done. Let me go back to this one over here. And now I go, shit. Oh my God, that was so much work. Share screen. Doink. There you go. 5 stories join the Target book range in its 50th year. So I thought these are interesting choices. I see the logos. The logo they like is back. But here, let's have a look. There we go. BBC Books is delighted to announce that it will be expanding its Target range with 5 new titles. I do like that they're doing these, by the way. I haven't read any. I really want to get a bunch. Each with newly commissioned cover artwork by Anthony Dry. The new titles celebrate Target Publishing's 50th book. You can pre-order on Etsy. I wouldn't get any ones with the Jodie logo on. That's just the way it is, baby. I'm sorry. The 2023 collection celebrates the dramatic return of Russell Davis and showrunner David and Russell Davis, the program. Both Waters of Mars by Phil Ford and Planet O by Keith Temple are iconic episodes from the 10th Doctor. Fans will also be able to add a 12th Doctor Adventure, the Zygon Invasion. I wouldn't mind reading that, right? And I'm surprised about this. I'm really genuinely surprised about this, that Peter Mateague is doing Kablam. I mean, like, he must have known somebody to get that commission. I mean, like, I'm going to be really intrigued to see what this, that there was enough sales on a 13th Doctor one to do it. I'm surprised, but maybe they weren't looking that closely. Kablam, Peter Mateague, is one of the biggest online retailers in the galaxy. But how did it become so big? When the Doctor's Kablam package includes a mysterious request for help, she heads straight to the company's warehouse moon to investigate. Yeah, that was really bad, though. Here, can we see the cover? Let's have a look. It's opening something up. Yeah, no, go away. I just want to see the cover. I'm not buying the shit. Leave me alone. There you go. Especially not Kablam. Planet the Ood by Keith Temple. The Doctor and Donna learn that the Ood holds a crucial. Who's Keith Temple? Okay, Planet the Ood. We know. Water and Mars by Phil Ford. I wouldn't mind that. That one sounds good. Zygon Invasion. Warriors Getting Other Stories by Stephen Gallagher. New to print, expanded novelization of the classic 81 adventure. Right, because it wasn't written by Peter novelization by Peter Gallagher. Stephen Gallagher, I should say. The TARDIS, so this must be a whole new novelization. The TARDIS is caught in a collapsing void between two universes. The Fourth Doctor is drawn into a dangerous alliance with a race of enslaved time travelers, time-sensitive aliens. The consequences are explored in two further short stories in this one exclusive volume. That sounds pretty darn cool. That does sound pretty darn cool. That sounds like the best of the bunch. Is there any way we can see what else is in this range? Here, 1 second. We'll look it up. We'll do Doctor Who target novel new range. Maybe. Let's have a look. Let's see what it says about that. It's how list. Okay. Wikipedia. There we go. Wikipedia. Right, so it must be way at the bottom, I guess. We're in 2010. Oh, don't tell me you're not in order. Oh, I don't want to do it by doctor. I want to do it by date. Oh, come on. Publication details, maybe? No. Oh, one thing. Paperback release date. Let's do it. Can we sort by that? Aha! Oh, I think we did it. Yes. Okay. 82. 84. Okay. Now, back. I just want to see what's come out in this range. Robert Sherwood? They released a book of that? Really? No. Did they? What? No, okay, no, this is Pierce. Fine, Zygon Invasion. What's Pierce? I'm intrigued. Let's have a look. These are not the droids you're looking for, right? These are not the droids you're looking for. Stop. Okay, fine. Let's go. Okay, yeah, there you go. So you got in 2021, you had Rose by Rossi Davis, Dalek by Robert Shearman, the TV movie by Gary Ruck, that must be just a reprint, Christmas Invasion by Jenny Cogan, and Fires of Pompeii. So out of those four, I would get Rose, Dalek, maybe, and then and Christmas Invasion. I think that would be fun. That would be fun to have. Don't want the Pearson education ones. Leave me alone with those ones. Crimson Horror, no. Well, maybe. They're the Doctor, yes. I will get that one. And Crimson Horror, I don't know. I mean, can you make that good? Is Mark? I bet you it is. Probably is good. So that's let's say Crimson Horror. That's 5. Zygon Invasion, I will get that when it comes out. And Twice Upon a Time, I will get that one. So we're up to 7. And then they switched to the Jodie logo. So that's a big no. Witchfinders, where are we up to? 5. So I would get those 7, right? If I could get any anyway. Where are we up to? So and I'll get from this one. I don't know. It's nice this range is going on, I guess, right? That wasn't a good bit of Doctor Who news. Let's have a look. Let's do a quick Google search. So, is there any new articles come up? Panels on, I'd rather be in Doctor Who than James Bond. Fuck off, leave us alone. Less having to take your shirt off. We don't want you to be in Doctor Who, okay? Doctor Who hints the 14th Doctor is secretly unlikable. No. Target. Oh, we should have just looked at Radio Times. 10 scariest monsters. Okay, no, I don't want to do any of this. Okay, fine. Let's go to do a bit of Tom Baker. Let's start with this interview. Which one are we going to start with? Well, this is okay. This one's interesting because it's like him talking to a normie about being Tom Baker, about being this like Doctor Who icon.
So I know you were at some sort of sci-fi convention yesterday. Tell me about those conventions. What do you have to do?
Well, I'm a sort of
like what do you have to do? Prod him with a stick.
I'm a sort of god in the science fantasy world, and my fans.
Kind of he is. I mean, I hate to say it, but yeah, it's he kind of is.
Have become sort of pilgrims, and they don't go to Lourdes or Mecca or Medina or whatever. They come to, say, Camber Sands, to Pontins, where I arrive, and they handle me and worship me, and I congratulate them on their taste, and I sign autographs very affectionately, and there's quite a lot of physicality, a lot of kissing and hugging goes on, and they have their photographs taken with me, and they.
I love hearing it from his perspective, right? And you're like, they take me and they treat me very nicely.
Adore me, really.
Yes, we do, Tom. Because you're adorable, mate. You are adorable.
And I can't complain, because I always wanted to be loved, really. And then, as I got more confident, I wanted to be adored. And now, in the twilight of my life, I have to tell you the good news, and now I'm, worshipped, really.
You really are, Tom. You really are, mate. But you go all over the world doing it. Do you have to? Is it a bit? Do you have to dress up? Do you have to put the hat and the scarf on and be Doctor Who?
No, because that's all in their head. They.
Again, I love hearing it from his point of view. This is fascinating, isn't it? This is crazy.
You see, fan love is infinitely superior to human beings' love, because fans, they don't say, "Oh God, he's gone bald, or he's fat, or he's old," because it must be something to do with, you'd know this better than I do, that the power of nostalgia.
I've no idea who's interviewing him.
Nostalgia actually is a trigger from a tune or a smell or a sight of an old Doctor Who that catapults you back to when you were young and full of hope. And happy, and thinking, and so when someone,
I don't think it was that. I don't think it's that. It does trigger us back, but it was. For me, it was Doctor Who. Was saying also on a few levels. It was. I felt something weird. I felt something. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing I always loved about Doctor Who. You needed to be clever to get it, and the dummies couldn't get it, and they just couldn't get it. They couldn't get what was cool about it, and you needed to be clever to get it, right? And also it was fun, right? That was basically it. So it was. It felt like it was compensation for being clever, right? Because if you're cleverer than most people, you're that does give you a little bit. And again, I think most of us probably are cleverer than most people because firstly, you're here listening to this live stream right now. That's a great sign of intelligence right there. But also, no, if you're Doctor Who fans, Doctor Who fans are normally. Normally it's all like, well, that's kind of quirky, and now they got special effects are good, and they're the dishy Doctor Who. They will watch it and they'll enjoy it, right? But they don't. If you have to be a fan to get what it is, right? Well, how it's. It's so bonkers and bizarre and different, but you've got to be clever, right, to get it. And again, I felt it was like the compensation. Right, for being, for being smarter than your peers, you felt like you had the Doctor Who was a bit. That's why I felt Doctor Who has always appealed to the marginalized, those a little bit on the outside of society, because that's who he was. He was somebody who rejected society and reveled in his own, gloriousness. I would say, right. So for me, does it connect me to times when I'm happier? I don't know. Look, my happiest times, honestly, were watching Doctor Who with my kids when they were little, right? And then being enthralled by it. That was lovely, right? I was. Yeah, that's definitely one of my happy. I was doing. My life was at its best at that point, right? Everything was good. Anyway, let's keep going. This goes on forever. We're not going to listen to it forever because it goes on for a while.
One actually reminds you of that, you're very vulnerable, and we're all like that, aren't we? If someone to meet, a great football player, a great cricket player, a great singer, does that to us, doesn't it? When we meet them old, we jump back, and we love them for that pleasure they give us. It's the miracle. Even an old lover can.
Honestly, I think being in Tom Baker's presence, you do get that spark of being in Doctor Who's presence, right? Because it's Doctor Who. There was a lot here with the role, obviously, but you do get you're directly connected to that magic, right? It makes it more tangible, and he's very entertaining as well, and he's very charming. It's very pleasant being in his company, but I think it's more than that. You are somehow touching. Okay, I'll tell you exactly what it is, right? So it's a fundamental difference between how you view something, right? It's in Judaism. In Judaism, I'll take you off for a second. In Judaism, we have different Jews have different traditions about doing different things, right? Depending on where they were in the world at the time, right? And what passage they've gone through in the world. So, for example, like we at Passover, we European Jews don't eat rice because of the way they stored it. They stored it with flour, and you couldn't have it, so it was flour free, which is what you needed to be for Passover. However, in the eastern lands where they had the Sephardi Jews, they eat rice, right? And that's the prevailing custom, right? So sometimes we retain the custom. This is going to tie into Doctor Who. Relax. We retain the custom that we've picked up as we travel from place to place. We've been all around the world, right? We stay somewhere for a bit and we get kicked out. We've been all around the world, right? So, but we retain the customs, even if those customs don't reflect what was originally intended when the Bible was given, right? So there's I was having a discussion with a neighbor once that he said, look, I want to eat the rice on Passover. What? And I know in the Bible you could eat the rice on Passover. So why are we not eating the rice? Like I want to, and here, I'm not saying this is true. I'm saying this is the rationale. Anyway, we believe that Mount Sinai happened, right? Again, this is going to tie into Doctor Who. We believe that Mount Sinai happened and there was a revelation and God gave the Old Testament, right? But it gave we call it the Torah, right? Which has all these like traditions and things to do. All right. So, and then that personal revelation was passed down from like generation to generation, personally, from parent to child, right? From each generation. So that's what we want to keep. We want to keep that chain. We want to keep that link together, right? Of connecting us to that Sinai event, even if that means picking up traditions that don't reflect what actually happened there, right? So it's the same thing with being in Tom Baker's presence, which I don't think he understands, but it's the same thing as being for me anyway, it would be, right? It's the same thing being in his presence, that it's that we are somehow connected to that magic, right? That was, Talons of Wen Chiang. You know, and like, I understand Talons of Wen Chiang was fake, right? But it feels like I'm touching it, right? And it was, again, it's a very pleasant experience being around Tom Baker, right? Like, he's a very charming chap, entertaining chap. Yeah, it's great dinner guest.
Do that.
You can do this all over the world, though, can't you? I mean, you can go to, how many countries? I don't know how many countries Doctor Who's been shown in.
68.
60.
Yeah. It was very interesting to
be
go to a
more.
foreign country and be famous as you got off the plane. And indeed, to have a certain air hostesses used to rub against me,
I love, you see, again, he was much like my mother in this, that he would unashamedly use whatever he had to his own personal advantage. Oh, Tom, we love you.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything when you get there. Don't expect a speech about science fiction, or you stand there and they take pictures of you and you sign autographs, or they want to kiss you, or...
Yeah, they want to kiss. They mostly want to kiss me, yes.
Really? Wow. Okay, Tom. Love you, love you. I'll shake your hand. I don't want to kiss you. I really don't. It's really that's strange, but okay.
And to handle me, yeah? and also they tremble a lot, the way one does with a god, I suppose. It's a long time since I trembled, but I used to tremble in front of the tabernacle when I was young in Liverpool, because at one time I was a fan of God. I was.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's he's right in that that the being in your presence, Tom, is being in something intangible. Again, you're connecting to a love. I think that may be it, right? You're connecting to this love that was born back then, right? And again, for me, again, makes it more real.
Devoted to him, it was incredible. Of course, I've forgiven him now. Now that I've discovered he doesn't exist, it's a bit late.
But you see, we can say this. We both went to the same drama school, and I thought, well, what I wanted to be most in the world was to be a famous actor. And then I sort of watched as you became indeed a very, very famous actor and couldn't walk anywhere without.
I have no idea who this guy is. All right, no idea at all.
Without being recognised. Now I know the money must have been marvellous, or still is marvellous. But that business of being recognised so repeatedly, how do you deal with it? How do you manage it? How do you control it? I mean, people got phones. They've got cameras on their phones now. Wherever you go, they must be taking pictures of it.
This is from 2010.
Well, they are. When I go to talk, I do actually talk or answer a question for an hour. And now it's not like being at a fascist rally, because of course there was a time when they just.
Listen, I guess we get further.
Listen in amazement, but now they've all got their phones up in the air. Well,
it's not good, and he's very right.
A little bit more careful, but being recognized, the impulse to be an actor and being recognized, is success, isn't it? I mean, and it happened, right through. It wasn't just one class or one type of person. I remember one time in Sloane Square where I used to cruise at the height of my fame there.
Oh man, it's a shame I missed him. Like, Sloane Square was kind of my stomping ground, right? I went to school in Camden Town, so I would get the tube, the Northern Line, up to Tottenham Court Road where Forbidden Planet was, And then I would walk to Leicester Square via Sloane Square, right, to see movies and stuff. There's got a bunch of cool stores. That was my stomping ground, right? That's where I would normally be found as a itinerant youth.
And cruise pretty successfully. Anyway, I was outside Peter Jones, which was a good place to cruise. And a little old lady, who'd been a great beauty in her time, said, "Hello, dear." And I was used to this. I said, "Hello." And she said, "Oh." And she clutched her bosom rather operatically and said, I'm so sorry. Do I know you, or am I going dotty? And I said, gently, I said, "Perhaps you've got grandchildren." "Oh, yes," she said, "you're the man from Doctor Who." "Good God," she said, "yes. As soon as I saw you, I knew you were special because my titties began to tingle."
Well, you know, it happens to the best of us, mate. It does happen to the best of us. Tom Baker and Tzvi Lebetkin in the Sloane Rangers. Yeah, I will see that show.
Isn't that marvelous? You know, my mother, who was a wonder, could never have said a phrase like that. And I thought perhaps on my gravestone, "Here lies Tom Baker, who made titties tingle."
Yes.
That sums up the silliness of telly fame, isn't it?
But
You're making my titties tingle, Tom. You are. I think I would love that on my tombstone. Here lies Tzvi Lebetkin. He made titties tingle. Yeah, I agree.
Because I say we're allowed just to talk a bit about the time we were together at this drama school, and then when I was there with you, I thought although we wanted to be famous, I've no doubt we wanted to be famous, but we did really rather despise actors, didn't we? I mean, you've lived your life among actors. Did you come to love them?
Oh, no. I mean, of course, no, I think actors absolutely hate each other. But then I think that vets hate each other, you know.
No. Actors super hate each other. Actors are very vain, right? They're very, very vain. They super hate each other. It was it. This goes on for an hour and a half. I got a few other interviews as well. Let's see what else we got. Okay, I got a couple of the Big Finish ones. I was going to do the John Culture one. I thought that might be fun. I thought I got the other one as well. Where's the other one? I thought I had this long one. Where'd it go? Yeah, one second. I'm going to find it. I know exactly where it is. I was there before, so if I go to YouTube history, doink. Where is it? Here it is. This was great. This is from 1999. Yeah. It's like an hour and a half long. How long would it take me to download? It's pretty low res though. Right. So we got go here. Doink. Start. I'll find the John Culture one as well. Tom Baker, John Culture. There you go. This downloading. Here we go. Download. And just thinking about it. Just opening up. Hello. Tom Baker, 1999. Doink, that's downloading. I'll be there in a couple of minutes. So the next one I'm going to grab is Tom Baker, John Culture. Tom Baker interviewed by John Culture in 2001. This sounds fun. Go there. And we go doink. Spinning around. Download, man. This is low res. Okay, it's thinking about it. Okay, John Evil, we're in maximum rages. Come on, just give me the download thingy. Any second now. Save video as. There you go. Tom Baker. John Carl Shaw. Fine. As those download, I got other ones we can look at. Fine. It'll be ready in 10 seconds. Okay. Fine. Oh, it is. Here we go. Let's open it up right now.
Maximum wages form today.
Might I have a word with you?
Sure.
No. I wondered. Might I have a word with you? Yes, that's wonderful. Yes, yes, of course. Right, that's good. Excellent. Born in Liverpool.
That's right.
1934.
Right.
The actor fellow. Baker.
I think so, yes.
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 How utterly preposterous, but it's very nice to meet me.
Yes. Well, it's very nice to be met.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Doctor.
Doctor Who?
That's just silly. Stop that being silly. No more silly. Speaking of silly, look at this. One second. This is Matt Smith. This is why Matt Smith was so perfect as a doctor, right? This is behind the scenes.
Confidential. So I'm here with Ed Thomas, the man who makes the TARDIS, and everything else in Doctor Who look incredible. Oh, I've locked us out.
Yeah, that's so Matt Smith, right? Yes, he broke everything and look out there.
Sorry. I've locked us out.
I should be able to hotwire it.
No, I'll go round. Oh no.
Back to Tom Baker. We'll do Tom Baker and Nick Briggs. Which one will we do? That one over here.
Who? Of what? Well, a TARDIS.
Well, actually, that wouldn't be a bad tattoo, would it?
Whereabouts there?
I think on my chest.
Well, you should get one. You should get the logo or the time tunnel thing. That's where you go.
So, Tom, we have some questions here.
By the way, I have to tell you, I think Nick Briggs is to Big Finish what Russell Lee Davies is to Doctor Who on TV, right? It like without if they ever lose Nick Briggs, forget it. There's no point with going on without. He's the only one who has enough of a foot in reality to be able to like hold back the stream of like. I mean, these kids are crazy, man. These kids are just convinced that they're like, well, we're going to look at that soon. That'll be maybe the next thing we get to.
Some from Big Finish, some from Doctor Who fans.
I'm really looking forward to them, yeah.
Right.
You might like the answers too.
Well, I'm hoping that everyone will enjoy the answers.
Go ahead.
Okay, the first one is from @apurpleradio.
When was this from? This was from a couple of years ago. They already had the new logo on. Look at this. When was this from? Hang on, let me look back. Hang on, I'll go to my history. This is from 2 years ago. Wow. Look at that. 2 years ago, they knew they were going to have that logo. That's way before it was announced. Wow. That's breaking news, I think.
So, do you have any regrets over Doctor Who, such as not wishing to return for the 20th anniversary?
No, I have no regrets. Doctor Who is the best thing that's ever happened to me. And it keeps on happening to me. That's why I'm...
No, Tom. It was asking if you didn't regret doing more Doctor Who. Not do you regret doing Doctor Who? Well, Karen, you carry on, mate.
Doing this little interview now. No, it was a wonderful, wonderful event in my life. Because, I used to be Tom Baker.
Tom Baker.
I won't go through all the anxieties and limitations of being Tom Baker. And then I became a Doctor Who. And then I was fulfilled, and then I was happy and socially more successful. And people were pleased to see me.
Tom, I think he got laid very easily, is what he was saying. Like, I don't think he found getting into Lala Ball's knickers any harder than no. Like, he seemed like he was very, very used to getting pussy, right? And he would be. I don't think it was beyond him using his celebrity to woo young ladies into bed. So yeah, I don't think Lala Ball was the first infatuated young lady with him. Yes.
When I was just Tom Baker, people would shrug, or even not notice. So it is a wonderful thing to have been Doctor Who. And presumably it never fades, does it? Because fans don't get tired.
The business about the 20th anniversary is also what they're on.
I have to tell you, they might do around like the Genesis of the Daleks thing. Like, really? I think they're tied around that. Nobody wants to see that or the Ark, mate. Or maybe they do. I don't know. Don't know what the sales are.
Asking about when they did the 5 Doctors and you didn't come back for that and they used some old footage of you. Do you regret not going back?
Well done, Nick. He called it. He called it.
I think I regret not coming back because I don't exactly know why, but I regret disappointing people. I was forgotten about that. Probably I was being a bit shirty about the other 4, or maybe I'd cracked a joke like saying, other Doctor Who's, or something crass like that. It is true now, if I saw another Doctor Who across the road, I'd better stop there, actually, hadn't I?
Yeah, he's not very good at doing the multi-dot thing. That is the new logo. It's 100% the new logo. Here, one second. Fine, 1 second. I have to let me get a screen grab for you. I think down. Hang on. It's where is it? Okay, okay. Hang on.
I must get myself a tattoo.
Fine, let me get a screen grab. That is 100% the logo they're actually using right now. I hadn't seen it without the diamond behind it. That man, that is a retroactive scoop. It really is. I find that interesting. That's a genuine scoop. 1 second, where we go. I think so. Look, this is one of the things that I would find interesting because I know because I find it interesting. I'm currently finding it interesting, so therefore I'm not wrong. Tom Baker. Yeah, let me just share the screen. That is 100% the logo they're using right now. It looks like the Lost Stories. Return of the Cybermen. Man. Okay, so they knew that logo was coming out when Return of the Cybermen was when they were recording that. When was that? Okay, that's the Lost Story that maybe not by the Genesis of the Daleks. Well, not a second. Let me do a bit of research, or we'll go Big Finish. I'm in the wrong place. Hang on. There we go. Big Finish. There we go. Doink. Big Finish. Then we'll go and look at Return of the Cybermen. I think it's time to open up. We might just forget it. Oh, no. Here we go. Return of the Cybermen. I really want to get to the comic thing as well. Oh, man. There we go. So fine. I'm there now. So it was released when? In March 2021. When was it recorded? They used to say when they were recorded. I don't know. They knew that logo was coming for a long time. Wow. Okay, I find that interesting. Okay, let's get back to Tom Baker.
Well, I would wave. Look, I'd do that.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, they'd appreciate that, I think. At Purple Radio says, if Tom does see this, tell him that he means the world to me. He is Doctor Who.
Oh.
There you go.
Well, yes, I think he's right. I am Doctor Who. Yes. That was the other success, of course, was, not having to do a performance, not really even, well, I did learn the lines, but everything about Doctor Who appealed to me. The Doctor Who is the great escaper, isn't he? As much as Superman, maybe more than Superman.
More than Superman, because he doesn't have superpowers, right? Other than being very clever. Again, that's why I related to him. You could be any color, right? You could be. That's why I found that Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who is such an abomination. She wasn't clever, right? Yeah, no. You see now on all their branding that without that diamond, that logo, it looks fantastic, right? But I can't believe this is way before Rusty Davies said he was coming back. You know what I reckon? Okay, you know what I reckon? He wasn't even in negotiations in 2020 in this time. I reckon he saw the logo on his Mind of Hodiak script or something like that. And he's like, "Oh, I bet that's how I bet that happened. I bet the cart pushed the horse." Okay, again, I'm interested in branding because that's what I do.
Oh, more than Superman, yes. So happy. I was delighted.
Doctor is clever, but still makes mistakes. Yes, and I love that about him.
At D Chilv, it's an interesting name, isn't it? Says, does he have any fond memories to share about the Seeds of Doom, the crinoid monster? Do you remember that?
No, this is fascinating. It's like two elderly men who walking down a out of season English seaside, right? That's kind of imagine it. Like maybe I want to see them solve crimes together. Yes, Tom Baker and Nick Briggs solving crimes. I want to see that show.
I mean, I won, didn't I? Yes, I know. I triumphed again. No. I mean, at the time, I was pretending I was impressed by them. But it didn't take long for me to recover. So I have no memories except that I defeated them. That was it, wasn't it? I don't know.
That's the main thing.
That's it, and bring on the next lot.
Well, and talking of monsters you defeated, and this is a question close to my heart, do you think the Daleks are just misunderstood?
Yes, they are misunderstood, because the thing is they're pitiful creatures, really. And
I mean, it wasn't like them being. I think it was Ben Aronovich said this, like being based on the Third Reich. It's not like it was a subtle subtext, right? It was like pretty. Like, have you seen Genesis of the Daleks?
And all that shouting and storming about, it's just a cry for help, I suppose. And the difficulty of a good-hearted old man like me is that what can I do about it? Nothing. I mean, what can one possibly do to please a Dalek? That's trivial. Oh, I'm so sorry for them. Yes. Do they still crop up?
Oh, yeah.
What you say?
Yeah.
Not
like, really? Are they still around?
for me, they don't.
At Adam Lance Garcia says, what does he hope his legacy as the Doctor is?
Oh,
It defines the character.
oh, come on. Do you mean, what does he... I mean, legacy, just after people die, isn't it? Is he out of his mind? No, I have no intention of dying. None at all. God, it was such an effort to come into this world. But that's another story. No?
He was really very well cast in that Randall and Hopkirk revival. Yeah, you needed somebody. You needed Tom Baker. Tom Baker is like Paul Darrow. Paul Darrow Darrowed, right? Tom Bakers. Yeah.
No legacy.
For many people, you're their hero. Have you met any of your heroes?
No.
Oh, that would be interesting. I wonder who his heroes are.
I have to admit, and it's not easy for me to say this, but my heroes have avoided me like the plague. I've never met any of them, really. Not even great footballers or... Well, I remember meeting Jeremy Brett, yes, and him being very nice to me. I greatly admired him because he and I had played Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, a little bit differently.
I only played him. Jeremy, of course, was an amazing creature. He turned into Sherlock Holmes. Oh, yes, he was wonderful.
Who are your heroes that you haven't met, then?
Yeah, that's a good question, Nick. That's why I like you there. You're doing well, mate. You came to the corner office.
I don't know you well enough to admit that. No. If something occurs to me, I might suddenly shout it out, but that would be very revealing. You might be shocked.
At Natalie Robin 812 says, what's his favourite outfit that he wore in the show?
Well, I quite liked the outfit, which was a long overcoat and a long scarf and a very expensive hat.
that was all of them, Tom.
And knowing perfectly well that June Hudson had something to do with it. Yeah, I loved my costume, yes. Well, I mean, I quite often put it on, you know, at night when I'm alone, yes. But sometimes I come down to dinner with my costume on. And my wife, who's very kind, rolls her eyes and looks out of the window, you know. And I sometimes wonder what she's thinking.
I would like to know that. I would like to know what your wife thinks as well, Tom. We are all fascinated.
If anyone can guess what she's thinking, they can put it on a postcard and send it to Big Finish.
Yeah, I think we should do that. Let everybody know the Rabbi sent you.
At Whoviana says, how does it compare working for Big Finish on Doctor Who in comparison to when you were doing it on the TV?
Well, it's a different medium, isn't it? But I mean, it's just as enjoyable for me.
Well, I've heard Nick talk about it. I think he'll be more honest than Tom. He's always very impressed at how much Tom has read the scripts and how many different interpretations he has and questions he has and ideas of doing things, right? He's obviously always gone through the scripts and knows it very well.
Just as enjoyable. So it should be. And I have done, possibly, have I done 100 maybe? I don't know.
Do you know, I have never counted.
Well, I
lots.
think I nodded to David, our dear producer. I think he intimated I may have done 100. It's been wonderful, actually. It's not over yet, is it?
No.
We've got one to do later.
Yeah. It's, the whole, I think what they're getting at is the sort of the difference between it being visual and then just in sound. I mean, how does that?
Absolutely.
I mean, honestly, I love the way that Nick Briggs can translate things into to Tom Baker for him. Right? I mean, he's very good at that. Like, no, Tom, no, over here. Oh, yeah, okay, well done.
There's no difference at all, except, of course, I wouldn't put my costume on here because the other actors would be embarrassed. But I'd be willing to put them on if they like that idea. But no, I always think myself, I'm in the TARDIS, and it's terrific fun to do. Yes, no difference at all. I mean, I only had one performance. The Doctor became defined when he was happy or the producer was happy, and that rolled on. I think with all of them, I suppose. And that's the way it was with.
I mean, really, you can really see that in season 18 that nobody was happy, and he was just pissed off and ready. I mean, it took him a few years before he could get back to reality. But yeah. I mean, I think that's what really killed the John Nathan Turner years was. Oh, there you go. Just had a joke come in. When he felt nobody was happy, right? And that's I think Tom Baker sensed that John Nathan Turner wanted to make his own mark, and maybe wanted to do things a different way, and Tom had less control. And that's why I think John Nathan Turner was brought in to rein in Tom to a certain extent, I believe. Yeah, not happy. That's why he left. Next to be seen in The Lives and Loves of a She-Devil, his naked ass wagging up and down with his short cut hair.
Me, when it clicked that that's what people liked, I wanted to go on pleasing them, you know. That's what actors do, isn't it? I wanted to go on pleasing them. And 40 years later, they're still giggling at my silliness and my mock heroism.
Because it's very good, Tom. It really is. It's like making Paddington Bear an action hero. It just works so well.
And that pleases me a lot.
One of the differences, I suppose, is that on the TV, you had lots of different production teams you worked with. They changed, you stayed the same. Whereas here, it's been us all the way through the last 7 or so years.
Well, that's right. So that's right. And sometimes you anticipate my suggestions.
Joseph, what he had 41 stories, but how many did he have on audio? A lot more on audio.
So that's quite right too. But yes, it is. It's a beloved family. And meeting lovely people, you know, every few weeks, new casts, all of whom are terribly happy to be a Big Finish. Big Finish is big deal for me because it makes me happy.
Well, you make us happy.
Well, we like you being happy, Tom. Let me tell you.
Finally, Homo sapiens indomitable was the beginning of a speech you did in Doctor Who in the Ark in Space. Are you optimistic about the future of humanity?
No.
Let's say I'm optimistic about my future, but I can't commit myself for humanity, you know, because sometimes they can be very, very ungrateful.
Yeah, they can. I have to tell you, you're not wrong there, mate.
I'm full of hope for me, yeah, and for you, of course, the fans. Oh, dear. Yeah, I hope you survive.
Well, thanks, Tom. Let's get back to the TARDIS, shall we?
Oh, yes. Yeah, let's do that. Goodbye.
Hey, Tom, you're timeless, mate. We love you. Happy birthday. Happy 89th birthday. Are they going to announce something tomorrow night, right? I'm recording this. If I clip this out in the future, I just lay there for the context. I'm recording this on, what day is it? The 19th, right? They're supposed to be on the 20th is his birthday, and also 20th is when Rusty Davis is on Graham Norton. So I'm expecting something to happen then, right? I'm expecting some kind of announcement. Although he's going to be more plugging his other show, Molly. But I reckon there's going to be some Doctor Who thing going down, right? It's Molly, isn't it? It comes out soon. I love a bit of Rusty Davis, right? I'm always excited for a new RTD show. So yeah, that'd be great. Fine. You never heard the audio? Oh, some of them are good. Some are very good. Fine. Let me get this article because I do not want to. I do that a lot, right? I forget the headline story. That is something I am somewhat guilty of. Here we go. Doink. Yeah. Let me just share the screen. Because this thumbnail took a lot of bloody work. Let me tell you. This thumbnail wasn't a quick thumbnail to go through. There we go. First, let me just show off the thumbnail. Right. Yeah. Again, I think that's where they got the idea for the new logo from. I really do. It really works well. Yeah, this thumbnail. Yeah, finding Absalom Dak. So if you don't know who these people are, that's what we're going through now. There's been a couple of good articles recently. One of them was the video that's coming out on Saturday, which was when CBR.com admitted that Jodie is crushingly unpopular, right? Like everybody hated her. This article is going through all the major comic characters from Doctor Who magazine, which I think is the only place they're going to come from that we might be seeing. And I think let's rate the chances. I mean, if we're getting Meet the Beat, you don't know what we're going to get. Firstly, good thumbnail. Although the use of the AI paintbrush art thing I'm getting a bit sick of it, but okay. I'm waiting for it to be like really, really refined. All 8, there's more than that. All 8 Doctor Who comics character. God, this is terribly good. All 8 Doctor Who comics character that can appear on TV besides Beep. That's the most terribly written title I've ever seen in my life, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like the thumbnail. I think the dog brota there, that's from Big Finish release, I think. With Beat the Meats facing the 14th Doctor in 2023, it opens the door for other comic characters from the Doctor Who history to appear on TV. There are strong rumors that there's a lot more shit going down, right? I think we're seeing more. I'd be really, if we're getting Beat the Meat, everything we're going to see tonight is totally on the table, right? Everything is on the table, and I'm really glad they're on the table, right? With Beat the Meat set to appear in Doctor Who in 2023, the possibility for more classic comic strip characters to feature in the new Russell Davies era seems more like, no, it's just going to be in the 60th. Right? It's just going to be in the 60th. The 60th anniversary will see David Tennant and Catherine Tate reunited as the 14th, well, not reunited the 14th Doctor, I guess reunited the 14th Doctor and Donna Noble in an adventure that features a classic comic villain, Beat the Meat, who debuted in Doctor Who and the Star Beast in 1979. And then again, there's quite a good audio adaptation of it. Plus, there's another one called The Ratings War. By the way, they're also coming out. They're releasing The Terror of the Master, which is excellent. Absolutely excellent. I really recommend that. Read by John Colshaw. Really, really, really good. Anyway, I digress. Where was that to? Beep is a cute, fluffy, white alien creature that actually is a terrifying war criminal who was on the run from the Wraith Warriors, who are due to feature in at least one of the 3 specials. Yes! I don't know how long they're going to be in it for, but I'm really psyched about that. The returning classic Doctor Who villain was first featured in Doctor Who Weekly, and there's actually a fun part I think in 2001 where he guaranteed he would never be on TV, right, in Doctor Who magazine. Was in a weekly published, blah, 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 Doctor Who magazine. The 14th Doctor's first full adventure is currently taking place on the page of Doctor Who magazine, implying a stronger connection between the comic strip and the TV. Yeah, I think they're in the comic strip reality. Right, I maybe they're in like the land of fiction. It might not be the. Oh, I didn't think of that. Maybe they're in the land of fiction. I didn't think of that at all. That would make it. That would actually. Would that work? Could be. In the comic strip with the Doctor Who due to sit alongside MCU and on Disney Plus in 2023. It makes sense for RTD's new era to pull from the pages of over 4 decades of Doctor Who. Here's what I think they're doing with it, but I think they're viewing this as a new production. By the way, that might be what we hear tomorrow night. That the what the first spin-off's going to be. What else is going to be on the channel? That'd be cool. But yeah, who knows. Anyway, I digress. We're on Disney Plus with so many iconic Doctor Who creations to choose from. Here's every character that could appear. There's more than stop. So Absalom Dak, Dalek Killer. I would love this one to appear. Oh my god! I mean, it would be just crazy and awesome. I would love Absalom Dak to appear as Dalek Killer. Aside from the Doctor, Absalom Dak is the Doctor Who is the Doctor Who's Dalek's greatest enemy. Dak debuted in Doctor Who Weekly backup strip in 1980. Yeah, drawn by Steve Dillon. Says that. Ran for between issues 17 and 20, written by Steve Moore, with art by the Preacher's Steve Dillon. Just beautiful artwork. Man, that guy could draw. He started work at 16 and perfectly then. It's just insane talent, right? That's not the picture I'm looking at isn't a Steve Dillon version. That's Lee Sullivan, right? I think he's piloting a Dalek saucer to its destruction right now. God, I know it too well. He told the story of a hardened criminal who accepted the role of Dalek Killer to avoid execution for his crimes. Armed with a trusty chainsaw, That has featured in multiple Doctor Who comic strips over the years and appeared alongside the 7th Doctor and the 11th Doctor. When's the 11th Doctor? Oh, yeah. Oh, no. That's in the Titan comic strips, I believe. Dak has also made one brief appearance on television so far. Yes, his mugshot briefly in episode 8, season 8, episode 5, Time Heist. However, in the wake of the Disney deal, the anti-Dalek spin on DC Suicide Squad could be a potential spin-off series. That's what I think. I don't think they're really going to tell you much about the spin-offs because I think they're coming organically from what they're going to be putting out. And he could be introduced alongside Shooting Gatwa. No, I think all this stuff is just going to be in the anniversary. Instead of a Dalek Killer show. I doubt it, right? But just imagine. That'd be awesome. Frobisher! Yeah, I hope they have Frobisher, right? I do hope they have Frobisher. Frobisher and Tennant will be perfect together. Right? Wouldn't they? I think they would really spark. Oh, man, Big Finish. If they're not doing on TV, please, we want Frobisher with David Tennant, right? It's a perfect combination, right? I really like that idea. Frobisher is Doctor Who's wildest commanding character, a shape-shifting private detective who eventually settled on the form of a penguin. The character was introduced in Doctor Who magazine number 88, The Shapeshifter. That was drawn by John Ridgway. That was his first issue, I think. Yeah, that was his first issue. He just took over when Colin Baker started. Steve Dillon did the last Peter Davison story where Gus, his companion, ended up getting killed. We met the villain Dog Bolter, right, which we're going to come up to in a minute. The character was introduced in Shapeshifter, where he attempted to capture the 6th Doctor at the behest of intergalactic crime lord Josiah. Well, it wasn't a crime lord; it was just a big businessman, Dog Bolter, who had no, real ethics. Yeah, no, again, awesome artwork by John Ridgway. Had the glass tube, the perspex tube, and the time rotor was him, and he drew arms and put eyes. It was very cool. Originally called Avon Tarku, he settled on the name Frobisher because it sounded British. That makes sense. Now, Doctor is now co-producer of Bad Wolves, who are behind his Dark Materials. Yeah, listen, those CGI animals are incredible. Beautifully rendered CGI animals, right? Doctor Who's bigger budget combined with expertise at Bad Wolf could conceivably realize the first CGI companion. Given how well Meet the Beat is rendered, in the upcoming 6th anniversary, a shape-shifting penguin detective could be a piece of cake. No, it won't be a piece of cake, but yeah, but Frobisher really works. He's like, a New York detective. He would really work with the 10th Doctor, or with David Tennant, I should say. Josiah W. Dogbolter, right? So he was the villain. This is the guy. He's just read a little bit of Doctor Who comics, right? So this was the final 5th Doctor story, right? He was being pursued by this this bounty hunter. Right, okay, yeah, no, because they wanted the TARDIS, I think. Right? Well, it will tell me everything about it, right? Josiah W. Dogbolter was another Doctor Who villain who, like Beat the Meat, was primed for a TV appearance. A villain of intergalactic capitalist who looks like a frog smoking a cigar. Again, Steve Dillon, right? Knocking out the park. Dogbolter has faced off against multiple Doctors in the comic strips and audio adventures since his first appearance in Doctor Who magazine 84. Not that many. Dogbolter has also had a daughter, Brecca, who recently plotted against the... Well, leave me alone. 13th Doctor and Mistress of Chaos. Nobody read that, okay? Leave me alone. Most interesting, Dogbolter once employed the service of Death's Head. Oh, yes, that is true. A Marvel's character who, through his involvement with the Time Variance Authority, directly links Doctor Who to the MCU's Loki. That's actually true. Oh, man, don't. The possibility introduced to bring in Dogbolter into... They're not crossing over with the MCU. Although, I don't know, 1 second. Back in his first run, Russell said he wanted to do a crossover with Star Trek. Shade. Okay, so there's several versions of Shade, right? Shade was into... He's kind of a Rassilon's assassin. This was a very different rendition of Rassilon. Imagine Merlin being a Rassilon. Well, they had this like council of sages, and Merlin was on that too. But Rassilon had this like big flowy beard and was very different. It reminds me when Ralph C. Davis does with the mythology of the Time Lords in the post-Chibnall era. It's gone. Forget it. It's not happened, right? It's going to be erased. That's probably what this is all about. Shade was constructed by consciousness of dead Time Lords stored in the Matrix so they could intervene in situations of the wider universe. Not unlike Joe Martin's future Doctor. Piss off! I don't want to know about it. Shade was tasked with secret missions for the Time Lord. Now they met the 50th Tides of Time. Most notable Shade's adventures masqueraded as a version of the Doctor in the form of Nick Briggs, Doctor voice Nick Briggs, for the real Eighth Doctor investigating the nefarious alien voice known as the Threshold. That'd be cool to see the Threshold. Very 90s, like a really 90s villain. That was the Threshold. Also probably introducing their division in the Doctor Who. Oh, piss off! Piss off with the Doctor Who flux and I don't want to know. Croton the Sideman. Now, it would have to look completely different, right? The look of him never worked, right? It worked. It was meant for like one-off story, backup story, drawn by David Lloyd, right? Yeah. Okay. Although Bill Pulmacki, him another victim of the Warren Capaldi era. What's worrying about it? Era trend of being turned into a Cyberman. She wasn't the first cyber companion during the 1990s. Before then, no. Yeah, they brought him back for the Eighth Doctor. He was with Izzy and who was it? Izzy and what's it called again? Oh, it's just him and Izzy. I forgot. First introduced in the early days. Yeah, look how post Buffy. Everything was like super Buffy at that time, right? Everything was Buffy. First introduced at the very early days of the weekly, Croton appeared in a backup strip on November 8th, 79. Blimey. Entitled Throwback, the Soul of a Cyberman. Yeah, this was a great little story. It's a really good little story. Did they say who wrote it? Who retained the emotions and freed a group of rebels from cyber conversion. 20 years later, he joined the TARDIS, Izzy in the TARDIS in 1999 and helped defeat the Master's plan to control the Omniverse. Now, that was a good run. That was an excellent run. Doctor has regularly explored the idea of Cybermen in touch with their emotion. Yeah, listen, I think it might. He would have to look different. Like the look really does work. Maxwell Edison. Now he's already been created. He's been played in real life by who is this? Did they say who it is? I see them talking about redacted. I'm not even going to read that. Will you stop? Lind. What? Okay, so basically he was like a UFO geek that got to know the Fifth Doctor. But here. God, let's go and look at Big Finish for a second. Maxwell Edison. Eternal Summer, there you go. He was played by cast is Mark Williams. Is it Mark Williams? I thought there was another one who was in as well. Who also played. Wait a minute. I thought he was in. Let's look. I want to look see what he looked. If he's he was also played Rory's father, I believe. Mark Williams. Actor. Yeah, that's him. Yeah. So maybe they can bring him back. He'll be good as a. He was good in Big Finish as Max Edison, but again, he was exactly like Rory's father. If you remember that one, yeah, it was exactly like that. Like a UFO chaser. I think Izzy was his niece or something. The Spider Dalek variant. No, that's not going to happen, mate. Okay, get over that. That's not going to happen. Spider Daleks was all the thing in the 90s. Everybody wanted Spider Daleks, right? I saw so many designs for spider Daleks. They finally, they were supposed to be in the proto McGann version of it, and there was some terrible CGI test work. It looked awful, but you saw them finally in a comic strip, kind of like that, but it wasn't really very good. The Threshold, there you go. The Threshold killed Ace, but it was a different timeline. Threshold was defined by being made up of a complete series of like regular dots. It was a really interesting visual idea. So that actually could really work. Because again, you can't see that tone work is all. Do I have any? Yeah, one second. I think I got this graphic novel on my hard drive. Let me find it. Let me go over here. Doink, I'm on the wrong thing. Because when you see them zoom in, you'll see what an interesting idea this could be. Okay, I'm in the right folder. Let's see if I can find Panini. There you go. No, that's not what I was looking for. Unless, is this it? No. Is it this one? It could be. No, not that one. Oh, there we go. Graphic novel. So, which one was it? Oblivion. I think it will be the first one, wouldn't it? Glorious Dead, Endgame. I think Endgame. Oh, here we go. Fine. I'm just opening it up right now. Try opening all of these. Hang on. This is how. There you go. Found what I was looking for. So where's now? I've got to open it up. Doink. Okay. Share screen. Doink. Here we go. So yeah, this is Threshold. So let me zoom in. They're like defined by these dots, right? As you zoom in, they get more dotty. Yeah. So you could do something where like they like sink into like this whiteness that's surrounded by a perfectly symmetrical series of floating spheres. So I'm saying that there's a lot of room for it to be visually very interesting, right? I really think they could do something. Look, I don't know. Would they do that? I doubt. I think it's too obscure. I think Beat the Meat is more old school, right? So it's more fun, right? Yeah. I don't see that. Let's have a look at Bounding into Comics. Refresh. Because I do want to get to the Bella Ramsey story. Okay, yeah. So he's let me see if John F. Trent has anything else to say about this. Alec Baldwin, press release. So he faces up to 18 months. It goes on to explain the two charges involved. For this charge is proven, there must be underlying. Okay, here we go. It goes on to explain the two charges of involuntary manslaughter. The first charge is referred to as simply as involuntary manslaughter. For this charge to be proven, there must be underlying negligence. Oh, okay. Under Mexico law, involuntary manslaughter is a fourth degree felony, punishable up to 18 months in jail and $5,000 fine. This charge also includes misdemeanors, charge of neglect or use of firearm. I think Lee Armour is in more trouble than him. Maybe. The other charge of involuntary manslaughter is in commissioning of a lawful act. It explains the charge requires proof that there was more than simple negligence in the death. And it's also a fourth degree felony. Okay. I know. Look, I can see it going either way. I don't see him going. Maybe he'll go down. Who knows? New Rocketeer anthology featuring unpublished story from 1999. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I love that. When's this coming out? IDL already announced plans to publish an all-new one-shot anthology book. Like, tell me more. Oh, I want to get this. Oh, this is going to be beautiful. How much is it going to cost? All-new anthology, blah, blah, blah. It was previously available as a perk on over here. Okay, fine. The 8-page story. Okay. I mean, is this going to be like an anthology of all Rocketeer? That's what they really need, like a nice desktop version of it, right? When's it coming out? There's going to be a black and white version. Why can't they do that for V for Vendetta? I do not know. I don't know. That sounds interesting. Director John Carper claims he's not involved in the Escape from New York reboot. Says he last heard they were gender swapping Snake. Oh, stop! And he's also not involved with the Dead Space movie. They haven't asked me to do it. Why? Was he involved with the video game? I guess no. I think it's he wanted. Matt Reeves teaches how the Penguin series starring Colin Firth ties into Batman. I couldn't give a shit. I mean, I'll watch it because I like Colin Farrell. Not Colin Firth. I like Colin Farrell. But boy, that was disappointing. Mark Hamill's the gate. He's through playing the Joker without Kevin Conroy. There doesn't seem to be a Batman for me. I hear that. I do hear that. Walt Disney Studios to educate actors in order to placate communist China. What? Okay. What? How are they educating them? We're going to educate to placate communist China. What? They're going to ask this guy to be less black? Are they? Really? The report claims that Kim Master blah, 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 covered an investor battle with Walt Disney Company pitting current CEO Bob Iger against former. I heard about this, right? Yeah, Mike Perlmutter and fund manager Nelson Meltz, who want to see on the Disney board. Amid the report, Masters and Whitprint claim that the future Marvel films will not feature any Chinese villains, but the talent will be well schooled in their to watch their words. Right. The report comes after Walt Disney Company official Chinese social media account announced that Black Panther Wakanda Forever and Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania secured release in China. Yeah, that Chinese aren't going to see Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Will you stop? Nobody saw it in the Western world. They're super racist in China, I believe, aren't they? And they edited out John Boyega from there. Marvel has shared the surprise news Tuesday over its official Chinese social media. The two titles will be the very first movie phase far in China and approved by a theatrical release for their studio, along with Spider-Man Far From Home and Avengers Endgame way back in. Okay. YouTube Yellow Flash commented, I love Yellow Flash, that this reporter indicates that Disney and Marvel will be educated not to offend the Chinese by saying, what a loser movie this is. It's always Disney that does this crap. He says Disney's always willing to step back. This is all about making money. I know, of course, it's about making money. Okay, fine. Yeah, I understand. Look, it's the way the world is, mate. Way the world is. Yes, this is what I wanted to read. Which currently in HBO Max, The Last of Us, Bella Ramsey buys into false gender ideology. I guess my gender has always been very fluid. No, it hasn't. This is messing kids up, right? This is messing kids up, right? I'm sorry. This huge spike in people who think they're fluid. This is not good for anyone. They keep saying, but the trans community commit too much suicide. Well, what about the straight community? You're getting to cut their balls off. What are they going to do when they come round? I don't know what to tell you, mate. Always been very fluid. So what you say? While promoting the newly released show with the New York Times, Ramsey informs her, I guess my gender has always been very fluid. No, it hasn't. She went on to tell them, I don't believe it has. My guess is someone will call me she or her, and I wouldn't think about it. but I knew that if somebody called me he, it was a bit exciting. Well, yeah, because it's weird. Fine. I don't know. We're living through a psyop. Yeah, we're living through and I think that's what a lot of COVID was, by the way. A lot of them seeing how far they could push us and noting how we resisted and knowing ways of circumventing that for the next one. They're saying the next thing's going to be a big cyber attack. Can you imagine? Look, they're saying that in Bank of America, but a bunch of people just have their money missing. Imagine a cyber attack where everybody's banking information just goes like that. What? All your money's vanished, right? It's just basically a text file, apparently. Like what would happen then? Right? That's just too crazy. What would happen then? I don't know. Well, Greenwood now writes, now she is non-binary. She's non-binary as an option. New York Times, Douglas Greenwood would go on to reveal that Ramsey checks non-binary a physical impossibility. If she sees it on a form, she fills it out. Okay, she's a kid. How old is she? I mean, I just don't think this is good. I mean, just don't get anything cut off, okay? Don't get anything cut off. Please. Nothing amputated. How old is she? Yeah, I can understand why you're saying yeah. So she's 19. She's 19 and a bit weird looking. I get it, right? I understand. Yeah. Okay, you're not a Hollywood beauty. That's what's going on. And you're like, yeah, you look just like a normal girl. You don't look like, but like, quit with this weirdness. Okay? No. Go for this instead. Look, you look pretty. Just go for looking pretty, okay? Look at that. Yeah, look normal, look pretty. That's good. That's good. Oh, I'm just trying to help. Okay, that's me. I'm just trying to help. What can I tell you? We live in strange times, ladies and gentlemen. We live in strange times. Let me take you through what we got coming up. Doink. A bit of threshold action there. Let me see. Did I cover everything? I think I covered everything tonight. I did the heavy, but we did Tom Baker. Oh yes, we did Tom Baker. Tom Baker. Brainwashing. We just did brainwashing the younger generation. Did that. It was basically just me going, no. Huffing and puffing. Comics began in Canada. I'm glad we did that. Right? I'm glad we did that, and I want to use these figures at some point in the future. That will be cool. I guess we're going to find out more stuff tomorrow night. What's on the channel right now? Well, we have this just launched beforehand. I'm giving it a second glance, right? Along with this, I think I'm only doing the first episode of this, Last of Us. Nobody really watched it. Nobody really cares. So tomorrow's video is Doctor Who Media Sphere. This is cray. Oh my god, this is bleeding cool, being the saddest ever. And then we have a nice story at the end. Futurama and Doctor Who sharing the same universe. I like that. I like that a lot. I think, 1 second. I actually have my notes of what's being released when. So there's that. And then also tomorrow is What Culture's strange list of the best WTF moments in Doctor Who. Icky thump. They missed out the time we saw our ratings. Yeah, it wasn't very good. And also on Friday, we're getting Blake 7, Allies and Enemies. Yes, I understand women can be heroes too, or whatever. Yes, please stop. Can I just have something about a bloke? Please. Enough already. Fine. So that's Friday. On Saturday, they're going to get this video come out, right? I think. This is again, they just give up and say, yeah, no, everybody hated her. Right? Everybody hated her. And I think we'll release the preview of Space 1999. Down. You can't do that enough. Down. And then also, I think Saturday night we're doing a live stream going over Westworld season 3. And I'm just going to go and watch it again right now because I just like it that much. I really do. It's really that good, right? Genuinely, it's really that good. And it's so just so beautifully written and so beautifully created on so many levels. Really, really do like this show. Anyway, so that's what we got coming up this Sunday. Back live once again, because you can't have enough of me, baby. As Darren reminds me, I will use the Dave Allen sign off. Good night, good luck, and may your God walk with you. I like that. I do like that sign.